Hey y'all. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if he finds out. If he finds out. Oh no, 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 no. Hey P, hey Tyrell. Hey Moonlight Orange. Happy full moon and Sag. Still nothing keeping my tummy. Hey Carry On and Songs Forever. Hey Jupiter. What up, Rachel? With this one, I wouldn't be surprised if you strangle me. Look me in my eyes while you lay with me. That's what keeps me in. And then it's bad, but if he find out, that nigga ain't gonna do shit. That nigga ain't gonna do shit. Look, I'm that person who always be trying to prove that I want to sing so bad. Yeah, I gotta accept it. I am that person. Like, even when I'm in like the group with my friends or any random setting, I don't care where we at, I'm gonna be real extra. Y'all know, did y'all see that video of then a lot of shit just to live this here lifestyle, that Thugger and Rich Homie Quan song? Y'all remember that, right? So there was like a viral TikTok video where they was performing the song at a club, right? And I guess it was like the DJ, whoever, I guess it had to be the DJ. I think it was the DJ because he was on the ones and twos, right? And you know, it's kind of normal sometimes for like DJs to sing over the track. You know, they're trying to get the party hype and shit. And so Rich Homie Quan and Thug were performing. It was like the performance. And so, you know, they're performing and the DJ, you know, he where normal DJs would kind of be like the background filler noise, you know, lifestyle. Okay, that ad libs. Okay, yeah, get the crowd. Yeah. This nigga was singing for his life. He was he was hitting notes that were not necessary and not required in order to sing the song. So he was like, living in the beginning. Have y'all seen the video? Please tell me I'm not the only one who's seen that video. He was in. I'm like, what? I really hope he got signed after that, because he told his family, we getting out the hood tonight. We're leaving the hood tonight, y'all. You know what I'm talking? I said all that to say, like, I'm that nigga though. Like, I'm laughing at the nigga, but I am that nigga. Like, I'm gonna sing a song so full out and unnecessary, like, because I want you to tell me I can sing so bad. That shit was hilarious. Y'all hit that thumbs up button on the way in. Yes, the beginning. And you could even see like Rich Homie and them on stage, like everybody like, all right, nigga, like, we got Diana Ross on the ones and twos type shit. This nigga was crooning. He was crooning. Oh, why? Oh shit. I ain't laughed that wholeheartedly in a very long time. You know what? This is right on brand for that Sag moon. If you follow me on Twitter, I dead ass was talking about the different themes associated with Moon and Sagittarius that don't include travel, because I feel like the travel shit played out. We already know Sagittarius is synonymous with traveling, but laughing is one of them. Because one thing us Sagittarius gonna do, baby, we love to laugh. We gonna tell a little jokey joke. We gonna find something to laugh at. Now, the next sign over that I feel like kind of matches us on that is Geminis. When you want to say, when you talk about somebody who plays too much, I say a Gemini, or give me like a certain type of Leo. You know what I'm saying? Play too much. Sagittarius, Gemini, Leo played a little bit too much. Too much. Too much. So, think about something, reflect on the things that are funny, that make you laugh, that lifts your spirits, type shit. Aries isn't, I wouldn't say that they is more so play. They can be a lot of fun, but I'm talking about like being a goofball. Maybe is that the better way to put it? Being a goofball. Of course, Aries are adventurous and fun, and they can be very dynamic people too. But I'm talking specifically within the genre of just being goofy, silly, cracking jokes, laughing, just doing dumb shit, like talking shit, supreme shit talking, roasting. I would say like Sag, Gemini, definitely. Yeah. You love being a trickster. You get super silly when you're sleepy. Everything is funny. As a Sag, I have to elevate myself on family members. Y'all hit that thumbs up button on your way in, because I'm going to get started shortly on what you came here for. Look, normally I like to do a lot of foreplay, but we're going to get right to it. We're going to get right into it. A little playfulness is fun and cute, but once they start tricking you, I'm offended. And it's not even just tricking. It's like, in regular terms, it could be just like playing too much. So, for instance, Gemini rules mimicking. Geminis could be really big. Cancers can do that too. But it's more so, I noticed with Cancer, it's more so like mimicking like behaviors and patterns. Geminis could like literally, like if you say something, don't say that. No, like making fun of people, like it's that kind of thing, that teasing. For instance, my daughter is a Gemini moon, and I know that's gonna be her experience of me, because I dead ass do that to her. Like she'll say something. It's like I'm. Am I the mother here? Like it be kind of childish sometimes. And now she done reached the point in her life, because she got Pluto in the third house of Capricorn. So she done reached the point in her life where she too grown. So she be like, "Ma, that wasn't funny." She like something. I'd be like, "What you say?" That's very like Gemini. Like, why are you acting like this? Sagittarius too, because I think of like all the Sag celebs, especially the men, are so unintentionally funny. But I'm getting off on a tangent. Like I'm thinking like the baby, not the baby, Lil Baby, wrong baby, Lil Baby. That nigga so fucking unintentionally funny. It makes no fucking sense. That's why Sagittarius is the sign of the comedian. So very much in tune with this full moon and Sag. Like watch a comedy show. Tell a story. Sag has all the great components of being silly and goofy. Like Gemini is like the queen of one-liners, roasting, little clever, witty comebacks, and like I said, making fun of you. Now sometimes they go too far, because Gemini and Sagittarius too, but especially Gemini could be very insensitive or provocateur. So like they'll even sometimes be argumentative and say things to kind of, or do things to get a rise out of you, pranking you, type shit. Shiny, it can in keeping it every time we smoke. Do that body like an track, keep it in rotation in this celebration. Y'all listen to Victoria Monet. I don't know like where I've been, because I know she's been like a writer in the industry for a very long time, and like now she has her solo career, and really she just came out of nowhere for me, and I stumbled across her, and I'm so glad that I did, because this woman is a musical genius, or she's just so I find her so fascinating, and I really really like her music. I really, really like her music. I started digging into her story a little bit, looking at her natal chart. There may be a celeb natal chart reading on deck in the near future. Victoria Monet, be on the lookout for that. Okay. thumbs up this video so we can get started. So the objective of today's video is to discuss the nodes in Cancer. Really, I think I'm finally going to start my nodal series. So this is going to be the first video, and this is going to be a series that I actually get done with, because y'all know I'm good for starting the series and not finishing it. Well, really, it's going to be based on interest. Let's just be real, because a lot of times, especially when I do more educational based content, the girlies act like they thumbs broke. Y'all act like y'all can't click on the motherfucking video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, whoa, why my views going all the way down? It's going down, babe, because y'all niggas only want to hear the celebrity readings. And I mean, that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? But I give you what you want, supply and demand. If y'all not gonna watch more educational based content, I would say that exclusively for my Patreon and mind my business. Yeah. Thank you, Skyline. What's very Sagittarius of me? You love listening to soft piano music. It makes you feel happy and calm. Scorpio, maybe people sleep on Victoria. My name, yeah. Post more on Patreon. Well, I am. Are you there? Have you been? You been outside lately? I've been on fire, baby. Like the past, like for recently. But yeah, come on in. The water is fine. Join me on Patreon. Type things. Let me go ahead and plug myself for those of y'all who are looking to join my Patreon. I'm going to add the link in the comments, and then we're going to get started. But while I do that, I would like y'all to do your homework. Thumbs up this video if you are in this chat. Okay? Otherwise, you know what that means. You know what that means. I don't really know what that. Well, I do know what it means. It means you want some other shit. I don't fuck with it. I don't really fuck with you. Oh, why did you here? I don't know why. Jocelyn. That's like my favorite Jocelyn Hernandez quotable. Oh, why did you here? Like a name check, shawty. Keeping in the bitchin', just a celebration every time we smile. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Ellie. Happy birthday. What you doing for your birthday? Well, what you do today? You gonna spend your birthday with us? See, that's what I mean when I say that. See, Ellie is a Gemini, and ever since I've been doing lives on my channel, Ellie and I talk shit. Like, I don't know if y'all picked up on that, my regulars, but I realized that about our dynamic, Ellie. Like, we talk shit. Like, that's why I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's what I will say about a Gemini. That's one of the positive qualities. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only difference is look, since y'all are sister sign, I still gotta throw some shade in there. What I will say is the difference between Sag and Gemini is, yeah, we both talk shit, we both pop our shit, but Sag is actually back it up. With Gemini, it It's a toss up, baby. So what's up? You went to the beach and got drunk? Oh, that sounds fun. Well, be careful. Saturn is in Pisces. Your ass been done drowned. I ain't trying to be funny, but it like I think about that. What's that story with the boy, the 18-year-old boy, he jumped off the cruise ship. That's very Saturn Pisces type things. Now I don't want to judge because I understand he was like 18, you know, and I mean he's a dead kid. I don't get you don't get no cool points for trying to slam dunk on a dead kid. I understand being compassionate and using empathy and all those good words, but I'm not gonna lie. I think back to when I was 18. Now, have we all been guilty for acting recklessly in ways where it's like looking back, damn, I really put my life in danger. You know, that's the blessing for some people that they're able to live past making dumb decisions. But jumping off of a boat, a moving cruise ship in the middle of the night, I don't know. I don't know. Don't it just seems it just like even per where most 18-year-olds are developmentally, that still doesn't seem quite correct. Thank you, Damn Shin Hamu. Damn Shin Hamu. Damn Shin Hamu. Thank you so much. She lit. Get money too. You're an expert swimmer? Well, bada boom, bada bing. Well, I feel like I'm still going. Oh, somebody pushed him. Well, I think that's a very important distinction to make. Because if somebody pushed him, we're talking murder. Like that's a whole like the situation escalates into like an actual open investigation. So I don't know how much truth there is to that. I haven't looked into it myself to just talk on the subject with full certainty, but that jumping off sounds crazy. I have been on cruises, okay? I have been on cruises. I went to actually the Bahamas, and that's where the cruise line he was on, or where he was going anywhere, where the cruise ship was headed. It was in the Bahamas. It was a Bahama bound cruise ship. I did a Bahama cruise. I forgot. I think it was a Royal Caribbean, like 2 years or whatever. And it was cool. But I remember looking at what the ocean looked like at night. Pitch black, no lights in that beach, no city lights, street lights, lamp posts. When I tell you it's just the lights coming from that ship and straight up darkness and abyss. On top of the fact that there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of feet of water with things in the water that move around very efficiently. I don't know, y'all. That shit is scary. And I got Neptune conjoined to my North Node in my third house, right? And it's squaring my ascendant. And I have this really big fear of like drowning. Actually, I almost drowned when I was a kid, which is this very Neptune. I almost drowned like at a camp, at a summer camp. That's very Neptune third house shit. Like, and ever since then, large bodies of water that don't include like the tub, like, I ain't gonna cap like I wouldn't get in the pool, but if my feet don't touch the bottom of the pool, we have problems. Not me. No, sir. Not me. In my rose voice. It's a hell to the non for me. I know that's right. Cruises being stuck with a bunch of random people doesn't sound fun. It actually can be fun. And maybe I'm looking back on my experiences because I was like 16, 15. I was a teenager. And when you're a kid, or for some people, because I realize, vacation is a privilege. But when we would go out of town or whatever and like have our little summer trips, Summer Johnson's family vacation, it'd be like that. And it was fun because they had teen clubs on the ship I was on. And that's when that Shauna getting some head, getting some head. I was getting some head, getting some. That's when that song had first came out. And look, I'm like, who is the DJ? Who was the and the parents outside trying to see what's going. It was so fucking funny, dog. Like, And we was just inside. I was getting some egg. We was so grown. Who we thought we was? It was lit, actually, if you ask me. Now that I think about it. And I remember while I was there, it was a bunch of like perverts, like on the island, like the old man looking at me. Oh, American princess. American princess. Cause y'all like what do you call it? Dock during the day, and then everybody get off the ship, wherever the island is or whatever your destination is, y'all get off on that, piece of land, go sightseeing, then come back and get on the boat. And then you have like a dinner on the boat one night, you do something else the other night. It's a lot of activities, and it does matter the cruise line that you go on. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, like after a certain day, it did kind of start to stink in there. I was like, this needs some fresh air with ventilators in it, but y'all know my Virgo moon just be Virgoing. So I'll just be looking around like, but you almost drowned to trying to impress the girl to you. Why is that? Why does that sound so funny? You was, I know she was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? And you had to play it out like, yeah, I always do this. I drown just so I'm just trying to test you to make sure you know what to do, girl. I heard cruises be lit. I heard people be drunk having orgies. Whoa. Now I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of fast. I was fast, but I wasn't. I was like, when I was a kid, I was a hoe that wasn't fucking. Did that make sense? I was promiscuous, but I wasn't coming up off no cat. I was just, maybe is that just boy crazy? Maybe. But the point is, I remember when I was on my cruises, me and my homegirls, like the friends that I made on the cruise, was like, where the niggas at? Where are the niggas? Like, we was just like in niggas, but we was pulling niggas, this nigga, that nigga, my nigga, yo nigga, this nigga. Like, we was just in everybody's face. And I remember one boy telling this other dude, like, yeah, I would fuck with her, but she a hoe. And I was thinking to myself, I'm a hoe, but don't none of y'all know what my coochie smell like. How I just be in y'all face because it's entertaining, or let y'all be in my face because it's entertaining. And at the time, I had unresolved daddy issues. That's it. Relax, fellas. But when my Sag sun conjoined to my Mars and Scorpio, that's like buried. It I definitely went through like a hypersexualization era, like where I was just OD. Whether it's people sexualizing me or me feeling like, what I'm saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna get it in. Like my sex drive being really crazy, like it just depends. But usually, especially when I was younger, it was like people sexualizing me. And I wouldn't even be aware of it. I'd be minding my business because Sagittarius can be overly developed. Like Sag can be really developed. And I got my sun square my Jupiter, so I've always been really developed. So I would just go in places that people would sexualize me. And when I got to a certain age, I realized I could use that per my convenience. And so I just entertained people and played around to get what I wanted out of people, which is usually just like, you know, I don't know, fun, a good time, whatever. But I'm on a tangent. What was the point? The point was a lot of those activities were going down on this cruise. Okay, so I don't know what cruise I like today, but I had a ball on my cruises. Maybe a little bit too much fun. Like I would not feel comfortable with my daughter having the type of fun I was having on them damn cruise ships. Okay. But like I said, that's a different conversation for a different day, a different live stream. Because I don't think that whatever. I'm pro ho, I'm pro positive, but I do feel like there needs to be a very serious, nuanced, well rounded discussion on the concept of what it means to be a hoe or promiscuous, the costs. Some serious cost benefit analysis. There are pros and cons to everything. The older that I get, the more I see that. Um, type shit. But yeah, it's more of a behavior to most people. Oh, gotcha. But and that's the thing, and that's another reason why we gonna call people hoes when everybody got a different definition of what hoe is. So if you fuck, that's something else I never really understood. And y'all know Sagittarius, we don't like to be constrained. We like to be free, bitch. I'm gonna make my own rules. So maybe to you, I'm a hoe, but to me, I'm an angelic creature. Like, so it's like some people, you'll be like, what does it mean to be a hoe? And they'll say a person who's had sex, like they'll refer to the number of partners you've had. Then you'll ask somebody else, like say it's a girl who's never had sex in her life, but she had sex 2 times, and the 2 dudes she had sex with are friends or they know each other. To the untrained brain, a lot of people will be like, hoe. So is it the quantity? Is it the quality of the relationships that she has? Now you're saying some people feel like it has nothing to do with the relationships in general, or intimate connection is just how you behave and your overall energy. It's too much. We can't even agree. They have a book called The Ethical Slut. Have not read it, but that's a start. Interesting. The rules are fake. Do you? I know that's right. Hey y'all. Hey Bookie. Yep, Sagittarius, Lilith, conjunct Moon, China, your Aries sun, period. My sisters and I used to dance to Janet Jackson. You would twerk behind closed doors. I'm talking about being a hoe, and you talking about twerking behind closed doors. You see, that don't even go together. I mean, it goes together, but it's like that's the closest you came to being a hoe. I twerk behind closed doors. You know, it's like I don't know if it's because your Capricorn energy, but everything you say, it just be like it would be like it'll have like a tint of like auntie energy to it. You want to take some pole dancing classes? Oh, period. That'll be fun. That sounds like fun. I live in accordance to my own morals. Fuck everything else. Once again, some very Gemini shit to say. Y'all know Gemini deals with moral relativism. So they can be one way on this day or agree with this and then agree with that, or they see you know, they're double natured. And Jay Valentine, curious why Jay Valentine ain't married any man 40's not married. Something wrong with them. I know I did do a tank that'll try reading. Okay, let's go ahead and get started because y'all know I'm good for running my damn beak. Shut your beak. Okay, so we are gathered here today to talk about Cancer on the nodes, and per usual, for those of you all who are watching this on the playback, hopefully, you know, if you're not really interested in hearing me run my beak, you've just clicked to the timestamp. So timestamps will be available below in the comments. Now, we're going to start with Cancer on the South Node. Now, I know a lot of y'all tuning in watching this are the Cancer North Node girlies because the nodes switch every, I want to say, 4 to 8 years. Or excuse me, the nodes return to their original sign. So they make their way through the entire zodiac in that time period and return to their original position. And so basically, the nodes are generational. So you'll have a group of people born within a certain period who are, you know, certain lunar nodal placements. And as time goes on, they can overlap. So let me pull up a list of the last time transiting Cancer was on the South Node. Second. Okay. So Cancer was on the South Node October 10th, 1953 through April 2nd, 1955. I mean, nobody on my live stream was born during that time period. The more recent times are November 19th, 1990 through August 1st, 1992. So this is why you have, and that's my age group, that's my generation, millennials. And then before that, you had the April 28th, 1972 through October 27th, 1973. So these were the Gen Xers, so our parents. And then most recently, Cancer was on the South Node from August 22nd, 2009 to March 3rd, 2011. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see me, I see me too. So there's that, okay? So when Cancer is on the South Node, some major characteristics, and I'm coming into this video assuming that y'all have already watched my lunar nodal video, Lord. And if you haven't, it's okay. I'll go ahead and link that in my bio as well. So check that out. Hopefully you check that out before you come here. So with Cancer on the South Node, there's going to be a natural disposition towards emotional gratification, always seeking to feel good, which, let's be real, and just is unrealistic. Okay. And when you keep in mind that the South Node tends to deal with where we are most attached, where we have the most attachments to, and a lot of times those attachments are unhealthy, right? Or a part of our life where if we dwell here, we can become severely stunted. So Cancer South Node could produce an aversion to discomfort, right? So always wanting to be comfortable and doing whatever it takes to chase that, including neglecting responsibilities or not holding up long commitments or doing the things that you need to do to address life. Really, you're just so kind of almost even like in a self-absorbed way too. Very similar to Aries. It could be because these are people who can be in a natural state of what do you call it? Infantilism. And sometimes it's subconscious, but like it can play out in a need to be taken care of, being a crybaby, wanting to be coddled and or handheld, always wanted to be treated softly, taking things very personally. These are also people who could be very changeable in nature, moody. If you have Cancer on the South Node, an inability to stick to commitments. And this, once again, could also just play out in various parts of your life, but more notably like work. A lot of Cancer South Nodes actually have a really difficult time maintaining gainful employment. Or employment for long stretches of time. These probably maybe would even be your job hoppers or people who would keep a job just as long as it's something that it's like something that's in line with, oh, okay, I want to do it. But as long as if there's something that you don't like, or if there's something that feels too restrictive, or where you like, damn, y'all strict in this motherfucker, y'all doing this and y'all do like, there's a natural disdain for rules. And because Cancer can be very manipulative, these are people who could come up with ways to kind of get out of doing the things that they don't want, especially if you are of the persuasion that will lean on that like crybaby shit that'll turn on the waterworks in order to get what you want. So it could play out in this way for some, okay? But also for others, and specifically those who lean more into the aversion to maintaining responsibilities. These could be people who could have like Peter Pan syndrome. Now, Peter Pan syndrome is a popular psychology term that's used to describe people who find it difficult to grow up. They often have challenges managing adult responsibilities and maintaining adult relationships. Having difficulty with adult responsibilities can affect many people. And this is a quote from Medical News Today. Now, when I went and searched the symptoms for Peter Pan syndrome, these are all symptoms that are actually very congruent with the behavior types associated with cancer on the South Node. So, according to healthline.com, some of these symptoms include a pattern of unreliability and flaking out, emotional outbursts when facing stressful situations, a tendency to make excuses and blame others when things go wrong, little to no interest in personal growth, because once again there's this desire to remain relative, or not relative, but to maintain comfort, I guess you could say, when we talk about cancer. So guess what, if you're always comfortable, there is no growth. And although it sounds very cliche when people would say things like that, right? Oh, like, you can't grow if you're comfortable, like being in your comfort zone and doing everything to stay there, or trying to cling on to it. And this is actually what causes the Cancer South Node to find themselves in a lot of unhealthy relationships as well, because it trends towards codependence, using other people to help regulate yourself. Other people as the basis for regulation, being hypersensitive to the actions and the thoughts and feelings of other people. And as a Cancer South Node myself, I can definitely attest to that part. Yeah. So, just allowing other people to kind of affect you, even taking things very personally, and allowing conditioning from the past, especially if, based on the condition of your moon, but like based on the things that have happened to you, because everybody's not the same. For some people, it could play out differently if you had a more traumatized kind of lifestyle, or whatever the case may be. But if you do, it's so hard to get past it, because these are people who cling on to the past, or cling on to behavior patterns, even if they don't suit you, because they're comfortable. Just that plain cut. Okay. But getting back to the list, some other symptoms from the Peter Pan syndrome are expectations of being taken care of, fearing negative evaluation, right? So only wanting to keep things alike, or even wanting to be treated with kid gloves, a pattern of substance use, often with the goal of escaping feelings of responsibility. And although technically, Neptune, that's Neptune Pisces territory when we talk about substance use, but Cancer could actually be like that too. Cancer can be, because once again, it's all about, with Pisces, it's more so escapism. With Cancer, it can kind of have the quality, it's not necessarily escapism, but it's like an aversion. And, if that's something that kind of regulates you and that you're comfortable doing, you can kind of, you're not really going to change that up. You're not going to be so quick to come up off of that. A desire to keep their options open instead of making concrete plans. So I don't know how many Cancer South nodes I have in the chat. Like I said, I know a lot of y'all are a little younger than me, like the generation following, the Gen Zers with the Cancer on the North Node there. But, you know, now moving back, or going back to Cancer on the South Node and some of the ways that it can manifest. This could be, once again, unhealthy attachments to comfort and familiarity. Anything that's outside of what is accustomed to for this individual could be met with fear, prejudice, hostility. This could actually also result in tribalism, racism, or having those things be very paramount in your life in some way, like your heritage, your culture, yeah, and how that kind of juxtaposes the world around you. Of course, the condition of your moon could tell you more about this and how this is going to play out for everybody. But I've even seen this deal with people who are naturally, especially Black folks, like who are real big, like on like for us, by us type shit. Very pro-Black. Very, very pro-Black. Or for white people, like they're really big on that nationalist shit. Like the people who raided the damn Capitol. Back in my America. Back in my America. Also a revolving door of like I said, codependent tendencies, taking everything personally, getting your needs met is going to be a top concern if cancer is on the south node, and once again, it can make you selfish. Non-effective attachments, complaining and not really doing anything about your circumstances, clinging to familiar sources of comfort, people, places, and things, even food, which can make the Cancer South Node quite the emotional eater. And if other things in the chart are consistent, this could also come with weight problems and that round face effect. Like I said, I know I got that bad. You got it bad. Don't let yourself know. Don't let you have cancer on the south node in like a fat house, like the ninth house. Forget about it. Like you have a lot to combat with. Like these are people who can be like endomorphs. I think it's the correct for in it endo. Yeah, I think it's endomorphs. Rounder or just having like a pudge on their stomach or like fleshier, softer bodies. Like if they don't work out and keep it toned. Like me personally being in the gym and then like I notice a difference between my body composition when I'm in the gym and when I'm out. Like it makes a very, very drastic, it has a very drastic impact on my appearance. Also, these are people who could be smothering. Maybe they grew up in environments where they were once again coddled, clingy, or where like reassurance and things like that are very much needed. Okay. But the irony is with cancer on the south node, the harder these people cling, the more that they isolate themselves or that, the more they can push other people away. There could be too strong of an attachment to emotions, difficulties with emotional regulation and self-soothing, which could also lead to emotional and or psychic disturbances. These are people who can actually even like some of the worst manifestation of cancer on the south node is being full out hysterical. And I know that back in the day, there was a term that people coined just for women, which is interesting because cancer archetypically deals with women, right? And this was a phenomenon that society said was exclusive to women. I think it was mania or hysteria, or maybe going lunar, like being a lunatic. I gotta look that up. Or if somebody knows what I'm talking about, drop down in the comment section, or leave a comment as you watch this video. But yeah, it's because there's no reasoning, there's no reasoning. And when emotions stir up, they can go crazy, or it's why they say when the moon is full, people start acting crazier and more erratic, right? So like the moon, people who are lunar influenced, cancer south nodes as well, can kind of have that quality to them. When they're emotionally invested in something, they can lose control. And oftentimes their emotions, like having emotional outbursts. Once again, I'll use myself as an example. That was a really big part. Like at the age that I am now, I'm just now getting to the point in my life where I'm learning how to regulate that. Having like emotional outbursts. And when people hear emotions, the first emotion, especially for women, they go to is like crying. And although yes, archetypically cancer can be associated with being a crybaby, there's a side to it that I feel like is underrated. That a lot of people, this cancer energy, this dark side of cancer energy can even play out on the south node in ways that are life threatening. There was this one case where this woman got really upset and hit her baby daddy with a car. I think she killed him, and she had cancer on the south node. A lot of times, these more crucial situations for cancers are going to surround family. That's a way that you'll get a cancer south node violent, or like personal relationships with people that they know. If those go left, they can find themselves in some very crazy situations, especially if they're not in control of their emotions. For what type of emotions and how this will show up is going to be different for every single person with cancer on the south node or cancer in the fourth house. Okay, I saw somebody in the comments just say that this could be applicable there too. And yes, it also comes with karmically induced challenges involving the motherhood, pregnancy, family, or people who you deem as family. A lot of family issues, and once again, the way that these issues, these family issues, familial structure is going to play out is going to be based on the house placement. So once again, just using myself as an example because it's just easier to do that. I have Cancer on the South Node in my ninth house, right? So I had a family that relocated from one place, we moved to another place. And then from there, I established roots there. But I still had a really big family. And in really big families, there could be a lot of mess, real big family mess, or situations that make you want to distance yourself from family with Cancer in the ninth house. So that's an example of that. Or, and once again, for everybody, it's going to be different. I have a homegirl who is very like enmeshed in her mother's life. I know my mother is very enmeshed in my life, and the aspects that I have to my moon don't make it any better. But yeah, also tying it into the karma regarding motherhood. A lot of times, especially if you're a woman with Cancer on the South Node, pregnancy can be really hard, and or just being a mom. Some of these people can either, I know, be overly connected to the role, always living their life seeking out the family situation, the perfect man, and the this and the that. And Cancer South Nodes could also be boy crazy too, and women. I meant to mention that, which explains a lot. But boy crazy and always on the look to catch somebody, create the perfect life, create a family, and yeah, a lot of times it backfires, or it comes with a lot of mess attached to it. It can get very, very sticky, or just difficulties with parenting, right? Because in order to be a mother, in order to be a parent, and this is what I've learned, and my daughter's son is on my South Node, so God help me. It's like learning how to. I thought I was so emotionally intelligent until I had a kid, and you realize like, oh shit, in order to like help regulate them, I have to regulate myself. The things that or it's not all about me, or I have to step outside of how I feel about something, and really like that's crazy. That can be very hard for Cancer South Node women. Or like I said, if they really want kids, or if they're all about motherhood and stuff like that, they could experience issues like the kid could get them a hard time or something like that. It could just be a lot of different issues that can make motherhood something that could be very challenging, all consuming, hard. Okay. This could also be applicable to Sun on the South Node to a certain extent in terms of karmic induced challenges involving children. But karma with the breast, the stomach. So taking it back to the motherhood example, I didn't breastfeed long because my breast didn't produce enough milk. Boom. So like it could be that. Also, like I said, I mentioned dependencies, reoccurring like relationships with people that are far past the expiration date. Just keeping things going, keeping people going, holding torches for unrequited situations, living in the past. All this is Cancer on the South Node. Excessive worrying, ghosting, paranoia, hyperactive imagination, which could tie into the Lunar piece. Okay. Having such a vivid and excessive imagination that under the right circumstances, these are people who can experience psychic attacks. Okay. Now with Capricorn on the North Node, moving from the challenge or the situation at hand to what we need to rise to, or those with Capricorn on the North Node need to rise to. So I always say that the antidote to having Cancer on the South Node is to lead with the Father. This is a phrase that I like to use, leading with the Father. And that means that these are people who need to get more acquainted with doing things that society has trained like men to do, which is why they could also experience a lot of karma with like their fathers too, the men in their lives. But it's like they have to learn something from them. Okay. And usually it's how to reparent yourself, but not when I know a lot of people use that phrase and healing and this and that, reparenting yourself and da 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 da. But specifically for a Capricorn North Node or a Cancer South Node, the parent that you have to embody is your pappy, whether he was there or not. Getting more acquainted with handling and managing responsibility and the hardship life brings. Obviously, women do that too, but if we're talking about just from like a traditional archetypical standpoint, that's the type of energy that people would associate with quote unquote masculine energy, right? So getting acquainted with handling and managing responsibility and the hardship life brings, understanding that you are 100% responsible for your life and to take control of your life. Pro tip, it doesn't get easier, you just get tougher. Life is a bitch, a lot of Cancer South nodes reach a point in life, or life is going to throw them situations that eventually should bring them to the point where they have to accept reality and things for what they are. Like I said, life is a bitch. You got to get acquainted with the harsh truths of life. Nobody is coming to save you. You are responsible for yourself. So, Capricorn deals with responsibility. And with Capricorn on the North Node, you were put here in this lifetime to take responsibility. Nobody's going to do it for you. Whatever it is you want, nobody's going to do it for you. You have to first be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. Nothing ever accomplishing in life is going to be easy. Nothing that's ever worthwhile is going to be easy. If you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. And, if you are not okay with putting yourself through restriction, if you're not okay with putting yourself through periods of time where you're delaying gratification, or you're working towards something bigger at hand, something that's cemented in the future, Capricorn deals with future, you're going to make yourself miserable, because all you're doing is creating attachments. And so many philosophies across, the globe preach against attachment, because attachment is the root of all suffering. Because guess what? Ain't nothing constant in life but change. And I always akin Capricorn on the North Node in a way to Scorpio on the North Node, because it does require a person to build this sense of resilience and strength. Resilience is more so, but I guess you can apply that to Capricorn too, but definitely Scorpio. But like resilience and strength and just being prepared. The Capricorn deals with preparation. It deals with the future, business, time, because it's ruled by Saturn. So living your life in accordance to those things, because that's what it means to grow up when you think about it. That's why Capricorn is associated with adulthood, elders. Our Saturn return. A lot of Capricorn North Nodes hit a wall. I don't want to say a wall, but they could experience like a life-changing circumstance, or something that kind of propels them towards that. And it could be in a negative way or positive way. But they usually do that around their Saturn return. And I know I had me a wake-up call during my Saturn return, and right after it ended too. Even after it ended. But definitely, it was life-changing in regards to me reprioritizing who I was as a person and the way that I ran my life, my personal life. If you got Capricorn on the North Node, take it from me, running your life like a personal business is the only way to do it. Because your personal life is oftentimes very sticky. And so the more positive way to really balance this energy is place a lot more emphasis into working on something that's bigger than yourself, that's greater than yourself, pouring into your career. All of these things I've done later in my 20s and in my early 30s. When I was younger and in my 20s and, teens, I was living for that time. I may kick it like I want a little this and that, but I wasn't really willing to get out of chasing the things that I wanted for validation or for comfort. And in the meantime, attaching myself to people and things and having those things. So those people, guess what? They turn on you. Those things, guess what? They can be taken from you. And it puts you in a really fucked up position. You know, you can fuck around and feel really left behind or like stuck in time. But another important thing to keep in mind with Capricorn on the North Node is it could make a person a late bloomer too. So once again, it's like you do need to be hard on yourself, but you don't have to OD on that Capricorn energy and punish yourself, because that's the other way to, this could play out. It's like punishing yourself, being hard on yourself, but you do want to hold yourself accountable. And that's why I said lead with the Father. When people think of reparenting yourself, they always go to the nurturing part. I don't know about y'all. Like if y'all watch TikTok or, you're just looking on social media, when a lot of people talk about reparenting themselves, it sounds like the only parent they talk about is the mammy. Like, goddamn, not the mammy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just, type shit and being funny. But, they're talking about the mama. I'm like, goddamn, that shit don't apply to you, Cancer South Nodes. If you are a Cancer South Node, Capricorn North Node, you need to be your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and granted, you can never get rid of your South Node conditioning. It's always going to be a part of you. It's always going to be your Achilles heel, right? But what you can do is pour and make more of an effort to, lean into that North Node energy and activate that. So guess what? Learning how to cultivate discipline. And that what fathers are associated with. And once again, I'm talking in generals, like general archetypes. We know obviously moms can be disciplinarians. Most people grew up, a lot of people grew up in a single mom house. Of course. But traditionally, archetypically speaking, that's why they call Saturn like Father Saturn, right? Saturn rules Capricorn. So there's already this kind of father-like essence that's associated with it. So, and everything that comes along with it. Once again, discipline. And guess what? If you don't do what you're supposed to do, guess what? You get what? Punished. Punitive. And the way that this shows up for Capricorn North Nodes is either learning how to self-correct, or you're going to run into situations where it's going to happen for you. And if the harshness really hits it, you can receive a lot of harsh treatment from other people. You know what I'm saying? To kind of wake you up to certain things, to wake you up to certain shit. It's like, it's and it can catch you off guard. And if it catches you off guard, it can be fucked up. It can be fucked up. But so yeah, you have to be able to experience discomfort, sitting through discomfort, because for Capricorn North Node, most of the growth that you experience in your life is going to be through like difficulties, through challenges. Okay. The obstacle is the path is a quote that had to, I always associate that with Capricorn on the North Node. The obstacle is the path. The things that seem the most daunting and challenging to you, head in that direction. The area that you experience the most pain, the most suffering in, is the area that honestly is probably going to grow you the most. Delaying gratification. Like I said, too much pleasure makes you miserable. Placing restrictions or limitations on the things that make you feel good in order to accomplish what you want in the long run. You can even apply this to dieting, honestly, since, Cancer is associated with weight issues. Low-key a ghost for Aquarius on the North Node? Not necessarily. Kinda, but not really. But we'll get to that. So that's something else to keep in mind, okay? Okay. Let me make sure. Also, setting goals, working hard towards them, preparing for the future, self-correcting, like I said before, other people have to do it for you. How correction, self-correction, or otherwise punishment. So even reality check. Sometimes, Capricorn North Nodes need a reality check. For some, this can even manifest in like run-ins with the law, the legal system. As a Capricorn North Node, it's important to not take things personally. Don't take it personal. In this lifetime, it has to be business, um, because you'll end up going through things that will, like I said, it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you crazy. So you have to develop a harder shell. You have to be more callous. And it does sound fucked up to say, and there's no morality applied to any of these lunar nodal placements. It's just, it is what it is, right? Being more callous, being more just no nonsense, cutting people off. Honestly, if you need to cut them off, as a Capricorn North Node, you'll find that you have to be alone or on your own a lot of times in life. These people can wind up that way, and not necessarily in the worst sense. Like, oh, you'll never have friends, you'll never have romantic relationships. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, a lot of them will require you to be more comfortable with yourself and more comfortable with being alone. And you could go through prolonged periods of time where you're alone. But that does not have to coincide with being lonely. But if you're a Cancer South Node, you have a lot of fear of that. That doesn't come naturally. It actually comes with time. Being okay with being alone. Being okay with removing that safety net. You don't have to use people in your life as a safety net. But that also keeps you from enjoying the quality of your connections. Also, getting serious about your life and legacy, guarding your reputation. This often plays out in the development of and or the dedication towards one's career. Like I said, professional life accomplishments. Oftentimes, these are people who can use their personal issues as a springboard for their career. Y'all know I'm always bringing up my personal life. Capricorn North Nodes are meant to be more ambitious in this lifetime, going into business professionally, working in a corporate environment. But also, these are people who can have government backgrounds, military backgrounds. I actually almost joined the military, like back in 2016. I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't. They would have kicked my ass out or something. Or I would have tried to get like a medical discharge, especially with my Neptune all crazy the way it is. So nothing beats hard work as a Capricorn North Node. Something else they need to learn. And that in this lifetime, you need to learn to lighten your load. There are a lot of things that these people need to get rid of, emotionally, literally, figuratively. Like I said, repairing and using a more masculine approach, setting rules, building discipline, boundaries, understanding karma and the cause of effect theory. And just having more respect for authority. And sometimes that could put a person in a position where they need a mentor. And shout out to Robina, because y'all know I'm always bigging up my mentor, even in astrology. I got Uranus conjoined to my North Node in Capricorn. And she's a Capricorn moon and ascendant. And it's like right in my third house. So, mentors can do you wonders. And guess what? At some point, you yourself could acquire that energy to mentor people and help people out and be more of an authority on a topic or a subject, or climb up the ladder into like elitism, or doing your own thing, gaining your own sense of being accomplished for doing something, setting out to doing something and getting it done, and just understanding how rewarding that could be, even though it had to take you to places where you were not comfortable or where it required a lot of hard work from you, or things that had to, you had to be patient about. Capricorn deals with timing. A lot of Capricorn North Nodes have to learn how to be patient. That's another reason why their life sometimes could, their development markers could be later than others, because you have to learn how to be patient and you have to learn how to work hard, and that everything will come in due time. I also mentioned, like I said, controlling your emotions, similar to Pisces South Nodes. Cancer South Nodes have to learn how to self-soothe, using work for personal fulfillment, tying your personal life into your job, giving it your all. Get busy living because living is the only way to gain experience as a Capricorn. Well, it's most people, but for Capricorn North nodes, that experience factor is going to be key because it's going to separate those who are just going to remain complacent and doing what they want versus people who actually can't evolve to become some of the most successful, well accomplished people. And a famous example I would like to use for this is Oprah. Oh, the motherfucking Oprah. Period. Also, placing a high priority on your skin, your nails, your bones, your joints. Those could be areas of the body that could give you a lot of problems as you get older. Because I have acne now, like at 31, and I promise you, I did not have acne as a kid. It is so crazy. So yeah, that's Cancer on the South Node. I'm going to read some of these comments and then we'll hop into Cancer on the North Node, aka Cappy South Node, my Cappy South Node children. I love her because she's the best spiritual advisor for sure. She helps you navigate life as a Gemini South Node, period. Good advice, short stories, exactly. Why would you ever thought of doing that to yourself? Military? I don't damn know, girl. You know, actually, I do know. I did it for the reason why a lot of Black people do it because they feel like they're out of options. They feel like they're out of options in the military and they foo-foo ass benefits and that motherfucking tired ass charger that all them damn recruitees be driving. It look good to you when you don't have more favorable options. Actually, I mean, who am I kidding? I'm a college graduate. Like, no tea, no shade. Like, I got options, but it's like I was at a point in my life where I'm like, well, maybe this could set me up for a certain type of option long term. Like, you get this pension, you get this and that, you this and that, but you got to go through way too much. And technically, according to you know the nodes of it all, it's something that I should have done, maybe. But I tell you what, though, the way my Neptune is conjoined to my North Node and just how jacked up it is, I don't think it would have ended well. I put it like that. Like, would I went AWOL or something? I don't know. It wouldn't have ended well. It wouldn't have ended well. So I'm like, let's find other ways to enforce this Capricorn North Node. Let's find other ways. Other ways. Cancer on the South Node, comfort food. Ugh, comfort food. I will say, I'm like, God damn. I was thinking about that, what you call it with Rod Wave. It was a video of Rod Wave and that other fat nigga. And they was like, yeah, I would lose weight, but it be too seasoned. Food be too seasoned. It be too seasoned. Nah, it is. I'm my back is I'm unbigging my back for once and for all. But I will tell you, I understand how it's easy to keep that bite big, real big bite, real big bite. Hey Nia, you just missed Cancer on the South Node. I'm about to get into Cancer on the North Node. Are we doing other nodes? That's a different video, one at a time. We doing one at a time. The way I'm gonna conduct these videos, or I'm gonna get through the series, is going to be dedicated to one lunar nodal axis per video because I want to get more in depth. Just in case y'all haven't, like, y'all know how I do. I like to go deep. Can we go deep, deep, deep? You know what I'm saying? So you better learn to swim, or you bound to drift down. But what y'all can do is tell me what lunar nodal axis you want me to cover next. Okay. And some videos I might just make them a regular upload. Others I'll do a live stream. I don't know. I'll see which everyone garners the most traction. Now, yes, Massa. Virgo North Node, Sag North Node. Okay. I know y'all was waiting for the Cancer North Node. Like I said, y'all, I don't know. My generation don't really, I don't have too many people. That is so crazy. Like, mm-hmm. What's the tea with that? But anyway, so moving on to Capricorn on the South Node. Capricorn on the South Node. Now, for my Capricorn South nodes, these are people who are oftentimes really closed off. Okay, um, being very accustomed to doing everything by themselves. So this could produce a lone wolf mentality or somebody who just feels like they're on their own line. Very similar to Aries South Noders. You know, some could come from a hard life, whether it's in this life or a past life. And I meant to mention that as well. Same applies for even Cancer on the South Node, where a lot of it is like past life conditioning. So it could even give you your South Node sign, could even give you an indication of like your past life circumstances. It's not a very strong sense of connectedness. Or maybe they came into a family that was, you know, a family where maybe the parents worked a lot or, you know, or where things were more superficial than anything else. Now, sometimes, you know, this could produce just a natural predisposition towards meanness or being cruel, or it can be perceived that way. Once again, especially if these are your shut downers. I know this Capricorn South Node are really big on shutting down. Being thank you, damn Shia Hamoud. Thank you. Shutting down. So people who may have come from circumstances where, you know, there was a lot of poverty. They lived it's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life. And it's going to play out differently for everyone. Okay. For some people, if you're one of my Saturn and Taurus girlies, it could be with money. Maybe y'all really ain't had nothing. Maybe your family was scratching to survive. You really going through problems with money. Or you know, it could just be in anything, right? But just having to like figure it out yourself, having to struggle through. Capricorn is synonymous with the struggle. Okay. Or having to figure things out themselves. Like I said, having to grow up really fast in some cases. So adultification can be really big with Capricorn on the South Node, depending on your particular background and the dynamics. Or hyper independence, being hyper independent. Yes, Ellie, there could be something that was lacking or something that is very much lacking, something about your experience, even like I said, whether it being nurtured or with your family or, you know, something that just that lacks, that's missing in that personal part of your life, that sense of just disconnectedness. And it could oftentimes keep you from being close to people in ways that they probably don't even recognize. Pride self on just but very Capricorn on the South Node. Often, these people can define themselves based on what they've accomplished or what they feel they have earned or what they're deserving of, right? And then it could also be possible workaholics, although this is a popular interpretation of Capricorn on the South Node. It doesn't necessarily have to be um, the case for everyone, right? But I will say, even just when I do my analysis, whether it be client wise, whether it be celebrity wise, I do notice that reoccurring theme. A lot of these people can, especially if they're older, can be very accomplished in their career professionally or what they do. Being hard on oneself. Um, you know, there being a deep, deep fear of being viewed as inadequate, being a deep fear of being embarrassed. So they learn how to control the world around them. You know, controlling factors around you so that you don't have to show that underbelly. You know, Cancer rules the belly. So, if you got Cancer on the North Node, you may go through situations, or, this could be manipulation tactics. This could be silent treatment, getting mad at somebody and giving them the silent treatment, or, whatever the case may be, to kind of, or deal and engage with people where you have to be in control, or, that kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, very controlling and fear-based, just like Cancer. Cancer can actually be like that as well if you have Cancer on the South Node. Which could lead to the desire to assert superiority over someone else, or an elitist mentality. For some, feeling like someone has to be beneath you, or someone else has to fail in order for you to feel better about yourself. Not uncommon for Capricorn South Nodes to either associate themselves with people who they can have this opportunistic streak, where the people that they want to be like, or people who they feel like are beneath them, like who are doing worse than them. Now, approaching everything with the intention of wanting to come out on top, no matter who it hurts, is very Capricorn on the South Node. Or finding yourself on the receiving end of that energy from other people, to the point where, these are people who constantly feel like they're getting exploited, or, who feel compelled to kiss ass to get to where they want to be. There could be too much focus on the material. Like I said, self-punishment and the tendency to punish others, being grown before your time or attracting older people, not getting the respect you feel you deserve could also be very common with Capricorn South Nodes. Okay. Karmic induced challenges involving the father, whether it be the untimely death of the father, or, very similar to Cancer South Nodes, actually, may encounter some major, like, karmic debt they have to pay when it comes to, their dad, their parents in general. So for every person that can play out differently, but these could be some messy relationships. Okay. And then karma with skin, time, bones, natural issues with time management. I know a lot of Capricorn South Nodes can be horrible with time. Horrible with time management. And yeah. And I know I saw some Capricorn South Nodes in the chats. Can y'all attest to any of these attributes? Now, as we move on to Cancer on the North Node, just as Capricorn North Node, the approach was to lead with the father. If you are a Cancer North Node, the approach is to lead with the mother. So these people would benefit from the, like, reparenting yourself archetype that is more fitting of, like, more descriptive of, like, feminine qualities, nurturing, right? So understanding that as a Cancer North Node in this lifetime, it is okay to form personalized connections, to establish roots, ties with someone. And so also in the same vein of establishing roots and ties, where you lay your head is going to be very important. It's going to be of very, very big significance. So this could manifest in karmic lessons involving your home and or living situation. A really good example of this would be Tasha K. She had that Cancer North Node, and I do believe it's squaring like her Saturn in Libra. I think she had Mars in Libra. I know she had Saturn in Libra. And that deals with, like, the house situation where she had to move a couple times even before Cardi B sued her. And then, there was a story that came out about Cardi B possibly owning her home, or, where due to some litigation, like, as a form of punishment, Saturn and Libra squaring that North Node. Some shit, somebody could just strong arm her out of her home or her property, like, on a technicality, legally. But that's very, like, Cancer North Node type of problems. Cancer North Node issues. Obviously, that's not the only thing, or the only way it could play out, but it's one of them. As a Cancer North Node, there could be a need to go from standoffs, being very standoffish, to forming, or at least being open to forming secure attachments. Like I said, nurturing. it's all about what you have to nurture in this lifetime. Yourself, but also guess what? Relationships with others. And you have to do it in a genuine way that is not based on what you can get. It's not based on you hating yourself and trying to prove something. Because a lot of Capricorn South Nodes do that too. Or where they can be plagued with a sense of inadequacy and overcompensate in, either the things that they do for a living. The police officers that was bullied in school, then they arresting everybody for every little thing, talking cash money shit, bitch. You a ticket police officer and you out here calling me all kinds of niggas and jigables and beat me with a baton. Like, y'all need you to relax. But even in other career fields or just in other circumstances, that Capricorn South Node could have you overcompensating too. But yeah, another way that this could play out is being estranged from family and then like pouring into your own family later. If we're talking about prioritizing personal connections, family, we're very similar to Cancer South Nodes. Cancer North Nodes could have a very karmic experience with their family. So, a lot of times because they're so heavily work focused, these are people whose family life can be a fucking hot mess. Or maybe they're just so disconnected or they're just focused on other things. A really good celebrity example of this is Nicki Minaj. Well, we don't know if her personal life, well, no, we can't say her personal life is a hot mess. Look at her husband. Look at who she married to. No offense, Barbs. You know what I'm saying? I love the queen, but are we going to talk here? Are we going to have a conversation? We're going to have a conversation? Where it's like there's this legacy that she is so gung-ho about preserving. She also has Mars and Capricorn too, where she can't step away from her stronghold and trying to constantly manage and pour into her career to balance that out with like her home life. Maybe it takes more of, when she said, I took the break and did the mommy thing, I did the wife thing. That's very Cancer North Node. But it is, except your ass need to stay over there and don't come back until you found a healthy way to incorporate that in this, because acquisition and being on top of everything, and it shouldn't be your main concern as a Capricorn South Node, because you're gonna come up short every time. Another example of this would be Beyonce. Right? She was a part of the machine, because Capricorn can be very like corporate machine, right? She has Capricorn parents. So for her, it's a past life situation, right? It's a very deeply ingrained in the fabric of who she is as a person to operate like a business. She had a father who was a businessman. Like I said, being born to two Capricorns, like, and it perfectly encompasses why she has Capricorn on the South Node. Like I said, being machine driven and operating like a conglomerate. All of her decisions were very planned out. She did seem very cold and disconnected until she made the decision to make music that she identified more with on a personal level. Remember, Beyonce used to be doing all type of commercials. Capricorn can even be cheap or just be willing to do things just for the money, for the power grab, or anything that you feel like is going to further you, but at all costs. Right? No matter what. As a Cancer North Node, when she kind of tapped into that energy, she realized she can make music that sound differently, that honored her culture. When she got on that like we the queen mother, I'm the queen mother, Lion King, who's with me, Lions, like type shit, and then she finds ways to incorporate her family into her business. Blue Ivy was just dancing, hitting the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 on her most recent concert. So you get what I'm saying? Or like that lady staying hiding, because Cancer on the North Node could deal with where, in this lifetime, y'all are supposed to kind of be more guarded. Not guarded, but like emotionally, like private. I put it like that. Not guarded, Lord. Don't be guarded, Capricorn South Nodes, but more private with your emotions and your personal life. And Beyonce is just like that. She disappeared until it's time for her to she pop out with them babies to sell them tickets. Perfect example of Cancer on the North Node. So there's that. Okay. Also with Cancer on the North Node, there's a strong need to be domesticated. in this lifetime, or just get more acquainted with, like I said, those type of duties, caring for others. Maybe these people will be put in situations where they have to take care of somebody, even if it's through motherhood or parenthood, or have somebody take care of them. Cultivating sensitivity, practicing forgiveness. Um, these are things that I think I'm actually moving into like the Cancer North Node of it all, right? Um, these are things that you have to learn, and usually is because as a Capricorn South Node, they can experience a lot of things that kind of force them to almost break. What breaks you is a question that Cancer North Nodes may have to ask themselves, because they can experience highly emotionally charged situations that are meant to crack your ass like an egg, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get more in tune with that side of yourself that you naturally probably resist a lot, or that you've built a lot of resistance to. This could manifest in a person who can have a hard time managing this. So in a very similar way to Cancer South Nodes, Cancer North Nodes can also have issues with regulating emotion, being or acting erratic, right? But it's usually when they're pushed to their limits. Okay. Also, what makes these people have to understand what makes their public life successful versus what makes them successful in their personal life are two different things. And learning how to balance work, life, and balance is also going to be a very dominant theme in their life. In this lifetime, they have to learn how to embody more feminine energy, learning how to be more softer, or just being softer rather, to yourself, to others. Because once again, Capricorn South Nodes can be relentless, or rigid. Another great example of this is Nicki Minaj. Taking things seriously, protecting her legacy and reputation, always commanding respect, even if it's being brutal or coming across as mean. Everybody is saying that she's mean and whatever, but in this lifetime, maybe she has to learn that being gentle will get you further. And and the people she feels really close and connected to, she's very close and connected to. Tapping into is meaningful. Being around people you genuinely connect with, not for superficial or control-seeking reasons. Another example that comes to my mind is Tasha K, because I know Tasha K has been known to like not have a good track record with her relationships with people, whether it be like the Cardi B thing, her just having a lot of controversy to her name and what she does, to like her beefing with different people in the YouTube sector. That's a sentiment I've heard different people ascribe to her. Like, yes, she's willing to do almost anything in order to be that hot person. And that's also very Capricorn South Node. Like, she's completely immersed in her career as a YouTuber, and being so relentless in her pursuit of that she loses her connections, and she's willing to kind of forego connecting to people personally, and where people can be dispensable in a way, or where she just kind of trained herself to cut that part of herself out. But she could benefit, like even as a Cancer North Node, benefiting from having friends around you, healing a lot of your divine feminine, or women could play a very strong role in your life. Even if it's like other women, like encountering a surrogate mother or someone who pours into you in that way. Tapping into what's meaningful. Even Whitney Houston had Capricorn on the South Node, and one of her greatest feats in this life was being a mother with Cancer on the North Node. Because no matter how Whitney she was, it wasn't enough. And also that motherhood took a lot out of her, because Capricorn South Nodes don't have natural maternal instincts. And so that could be something that a lot of women struggle with if they have Capricorn on the South Node. Like I said, safeguarding, learning how to safeguard people, places, and things, learning loyalty in this lifetime. Prioritizing I mentioned heritage, tapping into your creativity, trusting your intuition, listening to your gut. All things required of, when it comes to having Cancer on the North Node. So let me take a break and read these comments. Do it like an 8-track shawty. Child, you ain't lying. Look how B has been grooming Blue. B is creating her own air. She is a Virgo. Virgo does deal with grooming. The sun deals with children. So when she told that girl to get on the plane without her luggage, I would have body slammed her, Beyonce. Wouldn't see Beyonce as emotional. But here's the thing with Cancer North Nodes, it comes in flashes. Like I notice a lot. Cancer South Nodes, or excuse me, Cancer North Nodes can let a lot of things build up. But when it comes to, especially if they are in a situation where they become parents, they become mothers, that's why they can experience a lot of karma in motherhood when it comes to raising their children. It's going to wake up a soft spot in them. I guarantee you, them kids probably be having her bukuing. Bukuing. You know what? That's why I said what breaks you. Every Capricorn North or South Node rather has a situation that really ends up breaking them. Like for Wendy Williams, it was that situation with Kevin Hunter, right? That's a perfect example of how that personal life could be a hot mess. I had my kid at 20. My life was changed instantly before everything was chaotic. All right. So quick little check-in. Thumbs up this video. And I might stick around for a little pray on just a little while longer. I might stay. But let me what we talking about, because I didn't talk about what I came to talk about. Y'all remember how Beyonce was when she was in media trained? Big country and foolish. Country and foolish. Country and foolish. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. Like, that's why it's so funny, like with her music, and because Beyonce is a very, don't get me wrong, I've grown to appreciate her talent, her artistry. All of these things are undeniable. But I love that she sat back and decided not to speak. I love that for her. Because when she did speak, I was like, I don't know if she was younger. Maybe now that she's older, she got more to contribute to a conversation and she sounds more robust and intelligent and articulate. And I don't even know a dumb Virgo, but I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, girl? What did you talking about, shorty? Like, she was kind of off. I don't know nothing about that. Do Gemini Sag. I will be leaving this live up if you're still in the chat, K. Birth chart reading on Tommy. Sis is in her big age and still ain't bringing nothing but chaos. I sort of feel sorry for her. I actually did a natal chart reading on her a couple years ago. It's still up. It is still up. But you have different types of dumb. I think Beyonce is very, just like Virgo, she's very intricate when it comes to perfecting and being the best that she can at her craft. What is her craft? Her craft is singing and dancing, not talking and speaking. Once you get outside of her department, it gets a little quiet. That's all I'm saying. Or at least it did based on the interviews that I've seen of her. Then I gotta go back and look at Beyonce's chart. I know a lot of that could definitely be. I would say even with Libra, Libra is far from dumb too, but it is one of those signs where their strategy, Libra strategy, could be kind of to play the more passive role You know what I'm saying? In order to gain the upper hand and let people feel like they in control or they knowing what they doing. You know, maybe it's that. I gotta go back and look at her chart because I don't remember off the top of my head. I just remember her nodes. But she specialized. She's good, but in general topics, she's not B. Wendy said she was a I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't think she illiterate, but she gives me like I gotta put my finger under each word when I read it out loud. You know what I mean? Like that's why I had a hard time buying that she was the only one responsible back when she was like stealing music and shit. And let's be real, it's probably not Beyonce herself that's just 100% responsible for stealing the music. It's her team. You know, she's an entity. She's a brand. She's not your regular. I get it. Beyonce is the standard. So she has a lot of people working under her and behind her who are also like stealing intellectual property from lesser known, you know, artists. But like, you know, just concepts where it's like, I don't think she would have been able to come up with that on her own. And there was a time in her career where she was trying to convince everybody that she wrote everything from scratch. Now, Solange was always the writer girly. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce was not marketed as the writer girly until later on. You know, then she would say, you know, at first she said that she wrote "You Must Not Know About Me," and then I was like, "No, bitch, I wrote that." Like, why is she telling people that? Like, you know, but it's Beyonce, so people can't really like, you know, be too spicy with it. But it's like, nah. Cause sometimes like the standhood, in my opinion, like it almost like it gives her carte blanche to for people to just overlook some of these traits she may have. But the point is, she ain't good at everything, and that's okay. Everything ain't everybody's genre. Her genre, the category is dance, sing. You know what I'm saying? Put on an excellent performance. Excellent artist is not talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people who need my celebrities to be fucking Malcolm Luther King. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to be Free Mandela. I just need you to do what you do and do it well. Her acting ain't it either. Yeah. Horrible. Who's with me, lions? Girl, shut the fuck up, Sasha Fierce. Like, shut up. Like, why are you doing this? Like, the Beehive was really trying to play us. Like, oh, yes, Queen Mother. She's in a movie. Like, Queen Mother don't need to be nowhere near a movie set. And every time she has her acting debut, everybody's like, you could tell she thinks this is going to be her moment. And that's just not for you, mama. It's not for you, mama. Show them to watch, mama. It's just not for you, babe. But everything else, though, like I said, if it's about stage performance, breath control, vocals, dancing, choreo, like setup, blocking, boom, 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 like it's all tens across the board. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a Beyonce stan. I'm not a Beehive member, but I'm not no hating. I'm not no hater. Like I can objectively see reality. She's she's an exceptional talent. Just not in everything. Yeah, I saw that kissing scene she was in. Which one? Like you said, none of us are good at everything. Facts. Never too late for her for a snip snip. I just know Beyonce looks up to Jay as a sad. She probably thinks he's as smart as man. I fear you may be right. That's what he gives. And whole time this nigga is, I mean, he's valuable in his own way, right? In terms of what he was able to accomplish. But when you take that off the table, like, so there's that. Now put your lighters up. Hold on, let me get my spliff. Hold on. Let me get my spliff. Hey, hold on. Put one in the air if you're watching this on the playback or if you are in the chats. Or, take a sip of your wine. It is Friday night. I mean, Saturday night. I'm tripping. Damn. It's Saturday night. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you. And feel free to tip me. I don't do no begging now, but if you feel motivated to make it rain, come on, make it rain down on me. You can do good, but I can do better. You can get it wet, but I can get it wetter. Come on, won't you rain down on me? The kissing scene on YouTube. Oh, her kissing the camel. Wait, so in the scene, what movie is the scene in? I don't know. It's just I'm like, ugh. And it was one song she had when they had the little Carter project they put out where she was like, "Come inside." Like I guess she was insinuating she wanted him to nut in her. I'm like, yeah, Beyonce, girl. I know she a Scorpio moon and all. I'm just like, girl, you want that nigga to come? I mean, obviously they got kids. That's her husband, but I don't know. I was cringing at the thought of Jay-Z coming anywhere. Nigga, don't come home. I don't, yet alone you coming inside. I don't need you to, I need you stay your ass outside. Thank you, Kauai. Okay, we're at 44. We're at 44. Come on, let's get it up. It wasn't On the Run. It's the one where on the cover art is a woman braiding her man hair, whatever that is. I'm on my way to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband. The whole time that nigga still cheating. This is stuff like this make me like really hunker down in my hatred for men as a collective. No offense to my male Astro family members. I'm not talking about y'all, okay? I'm talking about your peers, the collective. Because I'm like, damn, like, she done made her whole image about, not her whole image, but, Beyonce really vocalizes and really does love her husband, and that nigga cheats on her. But it's a lot of women who are like that. And men in general just are not deserving of the type of emotional labor that comes with, and that's where I can also see her Capricorn South Node playing out, where it's like maybe her career taking precedence over her personal life, where she may feel more comfortable making decisions based in that than being with people who align with her personally and being in relationships that actually make you feel good. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in a bedroom because Cancer North Nodes can be private, but I won't be surprised if like a lot of it just was based business wise. Because with that Capricorn on the South Node, you don't know what the fuck be going on with them people. You think you dead ass think she thinks he's a beautiful man. What she said, I like my nigga. This is how. Oh yeah, I like my nigga with Jackson 5 nostrils. She said, baby, come bring me them Jackson 5 nostrils. My baby having afros. I ain't gonna cap though. If we talking Beyonce, her first album was everything. You got me speechless. Where you been, baby? I waited for you all day. Hey, Waiting for you to use the key to open nothing. Yeah. My heart starts trembling as I hear your footsteps pace. Lock open, door now turn. There appears your. Hey, going out my head, I think I'm losing all my mind. Drive me crazy, burning candles, making love all night. Like I don't know, she came hungry. She came hungry to the studio during that particular session. The Speechless Joy, she came to the studio hungry, starving, because she ate. It was left nothing, no morsel untouched. Best song on the album. What y'all think? Best song on the album. Oh, come on, Josie. I'd rather be with you because I love the way you scream my name. And there's no other man to give me what I want and makes me feel this way. I'd rather be with you because you hustle hard to take care of me. I'd rather be with you. Boy, I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you. Woo, yeah. Hey, that's my jam too. Not gonna lie, because I remember when I was a kid, my mama. It was me and my best friend, my cancer best friend at the time, and we were really obsessed with Ashanti and Beyonce. Now, the younger girls may not know this, but once upon a time, there was a time where Ashanti was just as big as Beyonce. I know it's so hard to conceptualize if you were born into the B verse, but like early 2000s, okay, I was there. I was all like of like 10 or 11 years old, but I remember Ashanti being just as big because me and my friend used to play singing, like singers. We used to imagine that we were singers, right? And I would be like, oh, I'm Beyonce. Because the thing was, Beyonce was taller. My friend was a little shorter. And she was like, oh, I'm Ashanti. And she thought she was really eating me up because she was Ashanti. So this is around the time that Ashanti I think it was what, chapter 7 or something, chapter 2, whatever the chapters, the album that had the rain on me and oh baby, oh baby. And so my mom went and bought this is how long this is, I'm telling my age. My mama bought us some CDs, y'all. We went to the music CD store and my mama bought the Ashanti chapter, whatever the fuck, CD from my friend and bought me the Beyonce Speechless album. And so I have a personal connection with that album because that I was a little kid talking about something. You say yes to your mama and yes to you dating me. Yes, we can be together, but you gotta wait for me. The first time I said no, it's like I never said yes, nigga. It's like I never said, like, you would have thought I had a whole nigga at the crib, you know, about I don't like about like just her now. I love me some Beyonce, like older Beyonce, more than her newer stuff. Recording songs on the radio. Early mid 2000s. You had the CD too. Oh my gosh! And then I missed the days where you could just flip through. You know what I'm saying? I was a very inquisitive child. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Flipping through the little book, the booklets. It'll have like the writers. That's why folks don't know who goes writing for who these days because it used to be an area where your ass find that shit out, turn it, and on one page or underneath each track listing, it'll have the song, the writers, the producers of each fuck like care about it. You know what I'm saying? But type shit. So I would just be scrolling through, looking through. Look, I said scrolling through. But yeah, I guess I gotta get with the times. But that shit was dope. And I used to flip through the little Beyonce thing. She had some dope pictures too. I was in love with the Sagittarius. I was like, that nigga really had her gone. So you might got a point. Cause you're not gonna say that about no nigga who you don't think is like the highlight of your world. I was in love with the Sagittarius. She had to let us know the emotions he put me through from Capricorn to Aquarius. They all got their different mind. The affection of a Virgo. Which sign matches good with mine? Hey, I was in love with the Sagittarius. He blew my mind. He also had a flip side, too much like a Gemini. He was freaky like a Taurus, the way he handled me, yeah. Flirtatious like an Aries, which sign is best for me? That whole album was a bop. Built with the poster and lyrics for sure. Those were the days with the mini books and the CD pack. Yep. Didn't listen to Beyonce since B Day. Actually, I like B Day too. I think B Day is actually a good album too. But if I'm being honest, that's where my consumption of Beyonce really stops. Like there are obviously there have been songs that she's made since then that I have enjoyed, but like they're here and there and very infrequent. You know, they're infrequent. But like those are the only two Beyonce albums that I'll just let's listen to this from start to finish. It's how I feel about it. I like thank y'all. And thank you, Asha. Let's rank. What you mean? I remember I used to be on the internet trying to download music and ended up with not point of the family. Hey, that damn LimeWire used to give your goddamn computer 50,000 viruses. And I used to get into it my stepdad. You ain't putting all that shit on my computer. And I used to be like, nah. Classmates at school, usually guys, who would just be like, I would just get them. I'd be like, I give you $5 if you go burn this CD for me, and I make a whole track list. And look, don't let me get the CD and you didn't put every song I want on that motherfucker, because I want a refund, bitch. Yeah. And you write on the actual CD. You can label it, write on it. And to this day, I'm so mad because like in 2016, my daughter broke my Maceo, my young Maceo CD. If you Atlanta, you know Maceo. If you Atlanta, you know. Ho, sit down. Ho, sit down. Yeah. Ho, sit down. Yeah. Ho, sit down. Yeah. Yeah. Ho, sit down. Every time I come around, you arguing, scanning, and jumping up and down. Yeah. Mm. I said, that young lady, you gonna ball up like a bitch? Are you gonna tell that hoe sit down? They used to be, I mean, obviously I can go to YouTube. That's the beauty of streaming and technology. But it's something about those physical copy CDs, especially the burnt ones, that reminds you of a better time in life. To all my millennials and like the the generation that's right in between Gen Z and millennials, y'all might be able to feel me on that too. Signs is really the one. We some freaky kids. What? Yeah. Remember when dudes used to be in circles watching their porn pics on their little cell phones? Whoa, wait a minute, hold on, tell me, wait. First of all, when I was young enough to like when recess was a thing, which has to be elementary school. Niggas wasn't even in the phones like that. I mean, you had the standard big ass Nokia, the block phones that had Snake on it. But like, let's be for real. Like our parents, some people parents had cell phones, but we did not have cell phones. So I can't even relate to that. To be honest with you, my first exposure to porn was in middle school when I came across one of my stepdaddy's tapes. But yeah. I ain't, yeah, or like people sharing the porn on their phones in high school. I ain't gonna lie, it was when I was in high school, right? In the back of the class, and they were like watching in my English class. And I went back there like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, what the fuck going on? And they like, you know, they showing me an air, and we was just, I was watching them like out of like curiosity. Like we was all like, damn. But you could tell like niggas was there like on some horny shit. It was a wild time. And like next thing you know, like the whole classroom kind of like, and I was just like, what is going on? But not in elementary school though. That was definitely high school. The flip phones, not the Nokia ones, the Ericsson ones. Wait, flip phones had, I mean, it had internet, but they ain't have sophisticated internet like that though. But I guess you could search like basic shit. Like social media really was not a thing. Social media didn't really start popping until I left high school. So like 2010 when I graduated, like it was like that's when we was on Facebook. So like my senior year, we were on Facebook. We were on Facebook, and I remember there was this dude at the school. He was a complete nerd, right? People was like posting like it knew it was like a blog T page, but for that school. So it was like they was talking cash money shit about everybody at the school. It was like it was, and people used to get into fights trying to figure out who was behind the fake PHS page. Like everybody was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Black Planet. I ain't never been on Black Planet, but yeah. Black Planet, Tango. I don't know if y'all remember Tango. Yep, 2010 Facebook was the thing. But yeah, exactly. And then Instagram. So right when I went to college, then that's when Instagram started popping. I need to archive my pictures because if you go on my IG, you can see all my pictures to like literally like from college. It's crazy. But yeah, like I had Instagram since its inception, and I remember it used to be used to just share quotes and stuff. So like quotes and memes. But as time has gone on, it's like that's not even how you use it. That's not how people using it now. High five. I remember hearing a high five. Did y'all have them little chat lines where it's like press two, like the girl guys chat line? Me and my homegirl used to be. We would be playing like that. Like we'd be all on chat on the highlight. I guess I was catfishing before I was catfishing because we was kids. So like we would just make shit up because a lot of times we would be talking to older dudes. Like in some cases even grown ass men. We was so bad talking to grown ass men. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I have long hair hanging down my back. Long gray eyes, long hair that goes down my back. And just listen to niggas like get all excited. I'm like, I am 12. Them hotlines used to be the mood though. On highline. Y'all, y'all were catfishing, sexing grown ass. It's like, and it makes me as a parent go like, hell nah. Because my daughter got that Gemini moon squaring Neptune. Like, you got me fucked up. Gemini, stellium, Mercury, Venus. Her Mercury and Venus in the 8th house. Like, hell no. Nah. Ain't no fucking way. That's like, she got a phone. I'm all up in her phone. Like, what we doing? I even be like, oh, such and such said she gonna text you back. We don't keep no secrets. Not around here, partner. Not around here. Because I know the type of shit I was into. And ain't no way. Me and my friends did the same. It's like when you look back, you're like, we was really bad as hell and out of order. That's why I'm so surprised that I didn't lose my virginity until much later. Like, you would have thought I was like out here just fly and humping and like jumped out the porch early. I ran real close with girls who jumped out the porch early, but I like to get just as close as I could to the edge, and then yeah, that's how I used to be. I remember this dude sent a dick pic and we lost our shit. Y'all was just sharing it like, look. My thing used to be phone sex. I'm gonna be real. I used to have phone sex, and it would be so like regular sex, but I'm having phone sex. So one time I talked to this boy, right? When I was 13, I did lie about my age. I told him I was 16 or 15. Which, I mean, maybe you could argue is still too young for a 19-year-old, because after all, you done hit that 18 and up mark. Why are you dating 15? Whatever. But we was talking, and we had been caking for a long time, and I forgot how his mama found out. His mama found out some type of way. And when she found out, I think she like picked up the phone and was like giving me the third degree, like, who are you, this and that. And at this particular time, I was visiting my granny's house in St. Louis, right? And I'm talking on a landline. And I remember talking to him, like I said, his mama tried to grill me. And I hung up in that bitch face, like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you mean? She called back. She called the crib, bro. And she was like, I want to speak to the adult. So she ratted. She snitched. Like, mama was like, which I understand as a grown woman now and a mother myself. Like, if I had a 19-year-old son who was, I forgot how it came out. Or maybe she didn't know that I was so young, but maybe she just still wanted to speak to a parent, maybe. And then my mom was like, my daughter's 13. I think that may be how it happened too. Point is, I got the brakes beat off my ass. A. B. I never spoke to that nigga again in life. But we used to have some good phone sex though. Yes, Nathan. She just booked. I forget her name. I wouldn't say her name. I'm not gonna say her name, but yes, I'm excited to work with her. You did that with walkie talkie. I ain't gonna lie, I got my Cootie ate before I got my first kids. What? I remember getting kicked out of AOL because it's so great on the teeth. Why was you trolling like that, Kawaii? That's the thing. How can't you tell you're speaking to a child? That's true, because the conversation is giving very one to buckle my shoe. You know what I'm saying? We have nothing in like literally nothing in common. You know, a child voice that pick up the line versus a grown ass woman. Like it is. So it is. It's true. You true. Is it true? Type shit. So she said something first. Oh Lord. Oh, I remember me and my friend, we did this one chat line that was for single mothers, for teen moms. Y'all, we was delusional and crazy. We did one that was for teen moms, acting like we were teen moms, and they were like, "Post videos of you." And this is back when it was not common to have a camera on your computer. You know what I'm saying? You had to buy that camera like in addition to it. And so yeah, they would, and they like kicked us out. They banished us. We was like, we got this too. Yes. The males were pretending to believe us, but they knew we were children. Yep. And that's what makes it much more insidious. You know? You have those realizations where, like, no, I wasn't mature for my age. I was just a victim. Then I wanna love you so bad, but I don't want to scare you away. Whoa. CSI. What you mean? Oh, like that's what we need the unit to come in. Yeah. So yeah, you know, what other content would y'all like to see from me coming up in the future? Feel free to drop down and get your leg along. Yeah. Oh shit! Ouch. Drop down in the comments to let me know. Cause other than that, I'm gonna get my ass off this month and go head on. Positive synastry aspects. We can go over those. I'm not gonna show too much, but just be on the lookout for something like that coming from me. Be on the lookout. That's more I would do I would make actual content in regards to that. Fertility aspects in astrology, okay. Okay. Chiron synastry, okay. Saturn return of celebrities, okay. Jackie O transits, okay. And that's so sad what happened to her. By the way, you should definitely talk about how Haley versus Selena. My friends always talk about it. I always wonder what their relationship was like. My mom has her Chiron on my son. Is that bad? I mean, the sun person or the sun person could be looking for healing or validation from the Chiron person, or it could be something about the sun person that could really bother or get on the Chiron person's nerves or really agitate that person. Usually, the Chiron person kind of dominates the relationship. It doesn't. I mean, because it's a conjunction, it doesn't. I mean, I don't know, but it's involving Chiron. I would say it doesn't have to be bad, but because it's involving Chiron, it can make for a very complicated relationship, synastry wise. Oh yeah, you didn't know Jackie O passed away. Do you feel like your family pacifies you or coddles you or vice versa? That could also deal with like extreme neglect or abandonment or you know, being ignored, not being seen, those type of things. Like where that could be the type of trauma that they're inflicting on you, because a lot of times it's the way in which they was traumatized. Red flags, but this one time for the grass, okay. She left behind 3 kids. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so you're a disappointment to them, Nathan. I don't mean it like that, but if they Pluto is in Virgo opposing your Pisces sun, that's kind of what it gives. Like they really hard on you, and with their Chiron conjoining your sun, I don't know if you feel humiliated or like they won't let up, or that could be one way it could play out. So yeah. All right, y'all. I'm getting tired. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. I thank you for coming out. I should do a green flags on some placements in a relationship. I know you did on Twitter, but I ain't there no more. Okay. 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 All right. Well, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I will holler at y'all later. Bye.